This year celebrates 27 years of the Kildysart Drama Group, and they're preparing for their production of Drinking Habits by Tom Smith, which will take place this weekend. Daragh Leamy from the Morning Focus team travelled to the West Clare village to meet with Frankie O'Shea, Michelle Cogley, Kevin Meaney and Kerry Carrig. And he first spoke with Frankie and asked him about how he got involved with the group in the early days when it began.
I got involved in 99 and my first play would have been Big Maggie, which was 2000. So we had our first three plays were John B. Keane's. So then we totally drifted away from that particular type of play, and we did a play called Lend Me a Tenor, which was mostly, well, it was a type of American style play, and it had... we weren't sure how it might be received, but we had a great success with it altogether. It went down very well. So at least we felt then that we were able to change from different types of plays and different types of production. So
you mentioned John B. Keane there. Just looking at the plays throughout the years, John B. Keane features quite a lot.
Oh, indeed, he would have. But I think any group that's involved in drama would always feel that John B. Keane's plays are very strong. They attract a lot of big audience, and you know, there's a lot of it is based on merely fact. You know, it has great storylines, and John B. was a genius at putting those things together. So I think that's why John B.'s plays are very popular.
Michelle, tell us about how you got involved.
So I only joined in 2024. I came to the open night. I'd always, I suppose, fancied joining just to help out. Always swore I would never be on the stage. And I joined in 2024 and helped out backstage and on the door on the nights of performances. And then I was asked last year if I would do a small part that they thought would suit me. Would I give it a shot? And I did. Loved it, got bitten by the bug, and I'm back on stage now this year in this year's production.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about Drinking Habit. I'm getting a sense already what the play is about, even though I've never seen it before, but the title kind of gives it a little bit away. Tell us about it.
Well, I suppose none of us now in the cast would know anything about drinking habits, but it's basically set in a convent, and there's a couple of nuns secretly making wine, and it just becomes farcical from there, because not alone do secrets get spilled, wine gets spilled, etc. But it's actually very funny. It's a great production. And
you're one of the nuns. I see you're all dressed up here.
Yes, loving the outfit. Yeah, it's very much me, not. But yes, no, the costumes are great. We've had great. I suppose we've a great team, not just alone on stage but backstage, and great people that select things like costumes and research them, and it's just all come together really, really well. And we've a fabulous set design and everything every year, so it just makes our job then as a cast really, really easy.
Now let's talk with the assistant director of this year's play with the Kildysart Drama Group, and that is Kevin Meaney. Kevin, thanks for inviting me out here. It's great to be here. It's your first year assistant directing. Tell us, it has been an easy or difficult challenge for you so far?
Yeah, hello. So yeah, it's my first year, as you said, kind of on the director's table this year, but I suppose not the full step just yet. Colin McMahon is our director, so it's nice to be working, you know, with him. And obviously I've done, you know, I've been in a couple of the plays, I've worked backstage a couple of years, so I joined, you know, 7 or 8 years ago at this stage, so I've kind of had a little taster in each of the sections. So no, it's going well. I've loved it. I've actually loved this side of it now. I've kind of gotten another love for drama now at this side. You know, like it would make me think whether I would go, you know, back up on stage again or maybe stick to the behind the curtain. I'm kind of enjoying that aspect of it as well. You know, it's good. But yeah, no, look at it, like a little bit of pressure is no harm. So, you know, there's a lot of work, you know, that we need to put into it, you know, in the months leading up to it and things like that in the week. So, you know, it's been busy but enjoyable. I suppose we can hopefully relax a little bit when the nights come and leave it over to them. They've the hard work done then at that point. So it's just a matter of running it off and getting the audiences in really for the nights.
Now we've 3 of the cast members here. I know there's a lot more rehearsing out on the stage as we speak. Can you just run us through the list of cast members?
I can do, yeah. So we have 8 altogether. So we have, starting with our nuns, we have Mother Superior, who's played by Anna. And then we also have Sister Augusta, Sister Philomena. Then we also have Sister Mary Catherine. Then we have Frankie as Father Chenille. And then we also have Mark as George, and then obviously, of course, not forgetting our reporters who are vital parts of the story on the night as well, and they are Sally Andrews and Paul Billings, played by Flann and Kerry. So a lovely cast, kind of a mix of men and women, and it's lovely. They all get on great. They've great camaraderie on the stage as well, and they're very easy to work with, so they've kind of made my job easy as well this year.
Can I just ask, 8 is a huge number on stage. From a director point of view, is that a challenge? The more cast members on stage, the more movements that need to be thought about.
Yeah, for sure. Like it has been, especially at the beginning, I suppose, when you're kind of blocking, the play off in the sections and, getting the movements and the entrances. We've a lot of entrances and exits. This year it's a complete farce. Like it's a complete farcical comedy. So they always go down quite well then here as well in Kildysart. The audiences tend to love the comedy side of plays. So, for sure this one is a complete comedy, and that element of kind of the farcical side definitely does prove a little bit more challenging, I suppose, just with the amount of movements off on. There's a lot of mistaken identities within this play as well, which also adds to the layers and the dynamics of it this year then as well.
Now let's bring in Kerry Carrig. Kerry, how are you finding playing the role of your character in this play? Have you enjoyed it so far?
I love this character. It's my favourite one so far with Kildysart Drama. This is my 3rd year. I had a very small part in the first year, which was Big Maggie in 2023. I started, so that would have been 24. I think that play went on. And I enjoyed that. It was a great role to kind of get me into the drama again, because it'd been a lot of years since I had been on stage. So I really enjoyed that. And then last year I enjoyed the role there, but this year there's a lot more laughs with this character. She's quite feisty, quite determined. So I'm really enjoying. I've enjoyed kind of watching this character develop and decide what way she was going to be played. And yeah, I love this character this year.
Had you always an interest in drama?
Yeah, I would have been in drama companies before in Scotland when I was younger, and then I had wanted, when I moved to Ireland, I had wanted to join a drama group. But then just as I was getting to the stage where my kids were a bit older, I was able to commit to the drama. COVID came along, and of course there were no productions then for a couple of years. So then when they had their opening night then in 2023, I came along, and I had been to see the play the year before and loved it, and I thought this could be the group for me. So when I came back, everyone was so welcoming, so friendly. It's been great for me as someone relatively new to Ireland. I've made some fantastic friendships, and I really look forward to drama season, coming back here and catching up with everyone.
Good stuff. Frankie, one highlight that comes to me is I remember seeing you were in Awake in the West. I remember that play very well, and I remember in particular coming around the back of the hall and seeing the cast members and the man who was playing the corpse in the coffin, and we had to sympathise with all the cast members. And I remember my father saying to me, he says, Daragh, he said, this isn't the play at all. We're in a funeral. Where are we? So it was. I remember that really well, and it was hilarious, the play. And another play I remember you as well in, Frankie, was Nobody's Talking to Me. You played the part really well. Are those two plays highlights for you, or anything else stood out for you?
Yeah, definitely. Those two particular plays would be up there with a lot of what I have done. You know, as you mentioned, those two particular plays, they were extremes. The one with the wake, the opening scene was it was most unusual, and I think a lot of people were confused that particular night as well. You know, you weren't the only one. So.
Listen, Michelle, final word to yourself. Tell us about tickets and dates of the play for people to come and see it.
So it starts on the 14th of March. So it's on the nights of the 14th, 15th, 21st and 22nd. Tickets can be bought on Eventbrite this year. We've been able to get that online platform, which is great, but there'll also be tickets available at the door. So there will be no assigned seating on Eventbrite, but at least you're guaranteed to get in that night, because we do tend to get a lot of people queuing outside, so it might help alleviate some of that for 1 year.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, I wish all of you here the very best of luck, and to the rest of the cast members. My thanks to Frankie O'Shea, Michelle Cogley, Kerry Carrig and Kevin Meaney, who is the Assistant Director of Kildysart Drama Group's production of Drinking Habits by Tom Smith. Thank you very much.